Congratulations on the launch tonight.
Thank you.
How does Lavish Hong Kong and Lavish Singapore play into LVMH's global strategy?
Well, look, L Capital, which is a 100% subsidiary of LVMH, is an investment arm which invests in lifestyle consumption across Asia. And in this growing lifestyle consumption, I think people really going out to celebrate their life and celebrate their lifestyle. Lavish offers one of the best vistas to them. In Singapore, already we have Asia's #1 platform. It is by far #1 in Asia and is actually #7 in the world. We bring that whole platform now to Hong Kong in really the iconic Lan Kwai Fong, really the eye of the storm and the dining entertainment center of Hong Kong. And this will be in the top of the California Tower, which is the best that Lan Kwai Fong has. And it offers not only Sky Bar, but 2 other floors of phenomenal dining and entertainment.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going there. But are you concerned about, say, the pricey rents here in Hong Kong? Because LVMH has been trying to push landlords to lower their rents. Does that play into the restaurant business as well?
Well, look, cost of business certainly affects all businesses. But again, when you are at the high end of the business, certainly that has smaller effect than other businesses will have. And we are bringing something very iconic, something new. And in lifestyle, people always look forward to something new and exciting. And particularly when Asia's #1 player comes to Hong Kong, a city that deserves all the #1 players, certainly I think this will be a very, very exciting part and people will flock into that.
No, I have no doubt about that, but we have been talking about the luxury market declining for quite some time now. Actually, people saying, you know what, the luxury market is now shifting back westwards because of the economic slowdown in China and so on. How does that play into your strategy and your business?
Well, overall, markets could shift from consumption in one arena to the other, but overall, luxury market is still growing. And I think that's the key aspect one has to see. On one hand, you've seen that yuan appreciated by almost 30% over. So today, when it goes down by 2 or 3%, certainly markets start to see, hey, what a big impact. It's actually incremental. It may lead to some shifts here and there, but overall scheme of things, one has to see the consumption of luxury still grows worldwide.
Purchasing power of Chinese people? Because, say, luxury market slowing in China, but still Chinese people would go out because away from that crackdown on extravagance and spend somewhere else. And I know that you oversee operations for Southeast Asia, for the Middle East. With the devaluation of the yuan, are you concerned in the long term people won't have enough money?
Look, I think, again, one has to see in context. With 30% appreciation over 3 years and at 2%, one should not start calling it a warning. I think this is a very small incremental change.
You don't see changes in people's sentiment?
And look, overall, in Middle East, we still have been growing phenomenally over last year, even this year, in Southeast Asia, across markets. There is still a growth. And I also say that whenever markets go through this, the leading brands always gain market share. It is the weaker ones which sometimes they fall out, and I think this will lead to consolidation. Same way in L Capital, we see the great opportunity. Now there will be an opportunity for M&A. There will be a lot of businesses that will potentially like to align with better brands, stronger businesses.
What are you thinking about? Because I know that you have stakes in emerging markets, and what are you looking at right now?
For example, in China, all our companies still growing at 10 to 15%, whereas market has grown under 5%. All our companies, L Capital, all the 4 companies are sitting on a lot of cash. In fact, most of the companies are now looking for acquisition opportunities. This will be a great opportunity to look for, while we have leadership in, let's say, women's wear or men's wear business, to look at accessories players and combine those plays. So these
specific names, brands, looking at right now?
Well, specific names because we are always covering non-disclosure, I can't say, but we are very actively looking at that. Also, I would say our foray into outlet malls market just a few months ago now is correctly seen as the right play at that time, because that segment of the market is going to grow. And so overall, lifestyle consumption is not going to stop growing. In fact, China's adjustment is certainly focused toward consumption going forward, which certainly plays into our play.